It's nothing like that. So in this topic, it's one of those topics in chemistry where it's content. You have to learn a lot. So I've broken it down into 4 or 5 lessons. So what we're going to have a look at now is in detail the current composition of the air. But I'm being a bit cheeky. And what I mean by that is one of my biggest issues with students is that they don't go over the work that we've done before. Now, what that means is a lot of the questions you're going to do today in the easy section are based on this work and this work alone. When you go on to the medium questions, those questions are based on the work that we did last time. And the reason being, I don't want to just inundate you with tons of content, but I also want you to be able to read your work that you did last week or the week before. All right, so the air we breathe today, and let's be a bit more accurate, right? So nitrogen N2, that hasn't really been formatted very well. Nitrogen is N2, all right? Oxygen is O2, and is simply AR. All right, the majority of our atmosphere is nitrogen N2. It's really unreactive. It doesn't do it at all. However, when you react it with things and make ammonia, and I'm going to draw that here, when you make compounds like NH3, all right, this happens in 3 different places: lightning, nitrogen fixating bacteria, and humans using the Haber process. And we'll look at that much, much later on. The point I'm really saying is the atmosphere is predominantly nitrogen gas, but we need nitrogen in the form of ammonia and nitrates and amino acids for building proteins and DNA. It is essential, right? It is the N in amino acids. Approximately 20% of our atmosphere, 21% of our atmosphere is oxygen, O2. This is necessity for animals for respiration. We don't photosynthesize, and to be honest, all organisms need it for respiration. And without it, well, life wouldn't exist. Now, argon is really unusual. This is group 0 on your periodic table. I don't generally like group 0 because it's inert. It doesn't react. It doesn't do anything. And I love chemistry because I get to blow things up and burn things. Now, that's the majority of our atmosphere. And fully, there's no carbon dioxide there because carbon dioxide is a trace gas. It's in very, very small amounts, 0.04%. Diddy amounts, right? Plants use it for photosynthesis, and it's a greenhouse gas. The more of it you have, the hotter the world is. Okay, we have tiny little bits of neon, helium, and krypton. Yeah, that stops Superman turning up. And the curious one is water, H2O. Water being water isn't, I'm not just going to turn around and say, right, there's a certain percentage in the atmosphere. I want to be quite clear about this. The concentration of water vapor, and I'm talking about water vapor in the atmosphere, changes. You'd be like, what do you mean? And I'll explain it to you. In a desert, there's no water vapor, it's dry, nothing. If you're in England, there's tons of water vapor, it never stops raining. And I hope that makes sense. It is clouds, it is rain, it is a source of rain and snow on our planet. Okay, fun facts. I've talked about nitrogen, right? We cannot use nitrogen from the air, but we need it. We need the nitrogen atom, and we get it from our food that we eat. Argon is laser. Oh my God. So argon is named after Argos, the Greek word, which means inactive or lazy, because it doesn't do anything. The interesting thing is what is ozone, and next week we'll look at these in detail. Ozone is O3. It protects us and the earth and plants and animals from UV rays that comes from the sun. To give you an idea how delicate it is, if it was spread evenly on our planet, in the atmosphere, it would only be 3 millimeters thick. All right. Okay, dokie. So we have some easy questions. As soon as you get on to the medium hard part 2 and part 3, you must use information that we've done in the last 2 lessons. You can't just rely on this and you say, well, I don't know the answer. Here's your work from the last few lessons. It is on there. Okay. All right, darlings. I am going to stop recording. Right, stop recording. Well, let's give you that so you can share first.